Out goes the old, in comes the new. Goodbye Xbox One S, hello Xbox Series S. Yep, that's right. I figured it was high time I got rid of my hunk of junk Xbox One S and replaced it with the next gen console. Well, feast your eyes on this. I didn't expect the Xbox Series S to be that smaller than the Xbox One S. But one thing is that, well, the Xbox Series S doesn't have a disc reader unlike the Xbox One S, so that would probably be the main reason why. And I suppose that the second thing is that if we can go from floppy disks that can store only 4 megabytes to small USB flash drives that can store potentially up to 1 terabyte, then the Xbox Series S being smaller than an Xbox One S shouldn't be surprising at all. And I couldn't keep my excitement, so I played the same games on a new console, and man did I enjoy the buttery smooth 60 FPS. Or it probably could have been 120 FPS, I'm not really too sure. I don't think my TV that I have right now supports 120 FPS. But the gameplay experience was an upgrade nonetheless. Ah, the state of euphoria I was in. Nothing broken, nothing wrong, just all-out smooth experiences everywhere. I wonder how long that's gonna last. Yeah, I could have picked up an Xbox Series X, but I get tired of waiting on those. Maybe when a next-gen console in, I don't know, 2027 is released, I suppose that then would be when all the Xbox Series X consoles would be widely available. But it's whatever, what's done is done, I am not looking back on my decision. So, what does all this mean for the channel? Well, you get to see smooth gameplay as well. No longer will you need to see me lose gunfights at only 30 FPS, now you get to see me lose gunfights at 60 FPS. What an upgrade, am I right? So for the next few rant videos, I'll be having gameplay of solo player or multiplayer games that can be enhanced by the Xbox Series X or S. I don't really know how much footage I have left coming from my previous Xbox One S, but you might see in this video some gameplay from the Xbox Series S. And of course, I'll let you know which clips come from the Xbox One S and the Xbox Series S. Only because I haven't done much recording yet with the Xbox Series S. But that's about it. I can't wait to get back to content creating. And now, let's get to it. So today is May the 10th, and it marks the first of 4 exams that I'll be taking over the course of 2 weeks. The second one will be on Saturday, and then third and fourth exams will be on the following Monday and the following Tuesday. And this comes after having 2 back-to-back presentations, which I went through yesterday. And I didn't think having 1 presentation, let alone 2, would be mentally draining. And I say that because you have to know the material you're presenting, otherwise you'll be up there making a complete fool out of yourself. And I've been doing quite a few number of presentations over the past 2 semesters, and for some reason it never gets any easier. And I already know how to be concise with the information I am presenting so I don't bore the audience to death. But even then, it's always the butterflies in my stomach that get to me. My heart races during the middle of my speech. There is a flow that I like to stick to during the entire presentation, and all it takes is 1 mistake, and then it's a snowball effect of other mistakes, if you know what I mean. And for some reason, it just takes a lot of my mental energy to keep a good presentation up. I'm not going to bore you with the other details of the 2 presentations that I have, but I guess I can say that they both went well. There were no prominent issues afloat. All that mattered to me were the grades. And with nothing else but 4 final exams, in a way, well, the grades are all I can think about for now. This is what I mentioned in a previous video, I believe. I've studied for all of these final exams for at least the past 3 weeks. And it's not like I had long study sessions for each individual subject. It's just that I had to find the time in my oh-so-busy schedule to sneak in 20 to 30 minutes of study time. And now, the only thing I can do besides studying is hope for the best. And of course, I'm gonna make it through all these exams. It's just a matter of, do I make it out with flying colors, or do I make it out in a body bag? Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a morbid joke, but I still plan on getting my master's degree in 1 full academic year, and I don't plan on sticking around to retake any courses. When I'm done learning, I'm done learning. That defines the gravity of my situation. Let's hope I don't come back on here and cry like a little baby when I ultimately fail the first exam. Today is Monday, May 16th, and after bombing the first exam last Tuesday and somewhat doing alright in the second exam on Saturday, I have one more exam today and one more exam tomorrow. And at this point, the burnout I'm feeling from learning is real. Which, when you look at it from one way, it's bad because I need to kind of care about my grades so I don't have to end up retaking a class. Which, by doing so, I would stave up my graduation, and that's clearly not good. The good news though is that after this semester, there'll be no more coursework to do. It's all just research from here on out. Well, just for the next 3 months, really. And it really only takes 3 months before my graduation happens. Then I'll be done studying for the rest of my life, really. And I do have to think about it for a little bit because 5 months, 1 semester, that time flies pretty quickly, much quicker than you would think. When you're so busy focusing on research and projects and all of that when seasons change, you don't even know it. Well, when adulthood finally hits, I'll see it happen, and I still won't know it. Okay, well, maybe I wouldn't be so clueless because I've worked internships before, so I kind of have a glimpse of what an average adult life is, so the change wouldn't be so astounding that it would feel overwhelming, so I think I'll be alright. Hopefully. Okay, and now back to what I was first talking about. So, after these 2 final exams, today and tomorrow, I'll be having a week off break before the summer semester begins. And during that 1 week break, a family member will be coming over. So, I finally have an excuse to explore the city. And they already had a plan set up for what they want to do when they come into the city, so I'm kind of excited. I get to live and see the world. The city in this case, of course, but I'm happy that I get an excuse to escape from my research and my responsibilities and all of that. And that's all I have so far. I mean, I didn't end up in a body bag clearly, but I don't think I passed with flying colors either. In any case, I would just be celebrating the end of finals exams until I get slapped in the face a week later with a big fat F. It is now Saturday, just past midnight, May 28th. And this past week was a roller coaster of emotions for me. With so many ups and downs, I know I experienced way too many G's that I throw up on every curve along the way. So what are these ups that I talk about? The first thing being, finals exams are over. Yay! With nothing to study for, there can't be a more perfect time to explore the city. And explore the city I did. Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, Empire State Building, Central Park, you name it. You pick a place, I'm there. And one thing that stands out as surprising to me, even in a crowded city of 8 million people, there are some patches of the city that are just stunning. Central Park and the Brooklyn Botanical Garden are perfect examples. Just look at these photos. When I first came to the city, I would expect that there'd be nothing but buildings all over the place. But nature, that is a pleasant surprise. Even in a crowded city of continuous car honking and music playing, there are spots for beauty and tranquility. Even if you are occasionally unfortunate enough to be by a crying baby. But I digress. Exploring the city? Fun. I get to check that off my bucket list. And so now the second up? Sleep. All this running around doing errands, research and studying, and slowly losing my sanity in the process, and gradually falling off the sleep schedule, well, sleep. Well, it would be nice if I could actually sleep in, but I think my biological clock has been set in stone for some time now. So I will always wake up between 6 and 8 in the morning, no matter what. Oh well, still got my sleep. And I guess what I could consider the third up is the end of Saturday classes. Yeah, I finally have a weekend to myself now. And let's not forget the winter break, but it feels like I can actually have a weekend to myself. And for some reason I didn't get that feeling at all during the winter break. I'm not really too sure how to feel about that, but hey, I have free weekends now. But of course, no ups can't not be complemented with downs. The first down being, final exams are over. Yeah, I know I just mentioned that, but I'm still waiting for my final grades to be put into the record. And let me be honest, it ain't looking too good. It really isn't. I fear that I might have jeopardized my on-time graduation by August. And it scares me. and I am at my wit's end on waiting for the rest of my professors to put in the final grades so I know what to expect during the next 12 weeks. But I do have to think about this a little bit. Whether or not I actually graduate on time doesn't mean I can continue postponing when I start my actual career. And no, I'm not talking about YouTube, that's not happening in a million years. I'm talking about, being an adult. Stepping away from the video game world and stepping into society. Work. And I guess another thing to think about is that whether I have just a bachelor's or a bachelor's and a master's, I still would most likely be getting into entry-level work. I don't get to bypass certain levels of work just because I have a master's degree as well. Unless I somehow have a few years experience of a very specialized skill that would fit only to 1 or 2 companies at a time. And whatever those skills are, it is not going to be a one-size-fits-all, or in this case, a one-skill-fits-all companies. And yeah, I figured as much. After graduating with a bachelor's degree, I kind of went through the same process too. Specifically when I was applying to both grad schools and entry-level jobs. The point is, I'm just as much in a bind now as I was back a year ago, approximately. And now for the second down, summer classes. Except that I don't think the schoolwork needed to be done in the summer is as daunting as it was in the fall and the spring. The fall and spring classes consisted mainly of coursework, and because of course there's a schedule, you have to learn something within a given amount of time before, quizzes, exams, all that stuff. But at this point in time, this is a guided course that I can go through at my own pace. A bonus being that I can actually set my own schedule, provided that I'm at a laboratory or in an office for a minimum number of hours per week. And when you set a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday schedule, well, those hours are easy to meet. And I don't really have to stick around all the time. Once I have work done, I can just leave in the middle of the day, no problems. And it's not like I could actually do that every single day of the week, because there are plenty of things to go over in a laboratory or in the office. So with all that being said, it doesn't really sound too bad now, does it? Yeah, it definitely doesn't. It sounds really nice. But because this is summer where I'm supposed to be enjoying myself, well, Yes, you don't need to tell me just because it's summer doesn't mean the adults stop working. If that were true, nothing around the world would be done, period. Such is the way of life. So I think that's only 2 downs that I know I had swirling in my head. The first down that I mentioned can be broken down into 3 parts. How much longer is it going to be until I see all of my final grades? If the final grades of this previous semester results in me not meeting graduation requirements, how do I move forward with that? And if worse comes to worse, do I have to sacrifice another few months of my lifetime to retake a course? Given everything that I just said up to this point, the roller coaster was ups and downs, but it's now just straight up downhill at this point. The ride is accelerating downhill at an alarming rate. Any slight twist or curve of the track could send me flying off the rails. Just as it's up to me to prepare for said twists and curves, it is up to me to prepare for the inevitable rough times that I could be facing in a matter of few weeks. No, I'm not talking about hardships or adversities like poverty or anything of the sort. No, I'm not struggling that much. It is simply only that the events of the previous semester could have set me up with a snowball effect of problems that I might have no idea how to deal with. As in, it'll be the first time I'll see these kinds of problems in my lifetime, and I just wouldn't know what to do. But I shall see, and I hope that my year in the city was worth it in the end.